Yes, another beautiful day here at the M4S Studios in the heart of Lagos. And of course, like we say, we always go for the big fish and to analyze situation and things going on in the country and how it's been. Today, we have a legend in the media space, a man who knows it all, who has done quite a lot in enabling the media space. A fellow of Nigerian
Deal of editor?
Editors Forum,
Deal of editors.
and a massive personality in the media space. Is the MD of the Thisday newspapers, famous Thisday newspapers. Anyway, you're welcome
Thank
to
you,
the
my brother.
M4S
Thank you.
Studios. Now, I
So
think basically, let me just go straight. They call the media the fourth estate of the realm. What does it really imply? And are we playing that role?
it's, there are three essays that people generally know. You have the executive, the legislature, and then judiciary. The media of all other sectors is the only institution mentioned in the Constitution to monitor what the other essays are doing. So that's why it's called the fourth estate.
Beautiful. And that is the reason I asked that question. Are we monitoring? Are we doing what we should be doing? And if we're not, what are the impediments? How do we navigate?
Well, I will say we are. You might say we could still do more. I will agree to that. But the media is indeed monitoring what is going on. The media has been doing that for years, right before independence, during the colonial regime. The media was very instrumental to the departure of the colonialists. Most of the nationalists started from the media, either as reporters, as editors, or as media owners. And they combine running the media using the media to fight the colonialists. Now, and since then, Nigerian media has been there, fighting the military, making life uncomfortable for the military before democracy came. Then democracy came, the media is still there, also pointing out what is wrong, fighting political, what they are not doing right, and what they should do, how they should do more. You might say perhaps the media could do more, and one would say perhaps because the media has its own challenges. And one of the critical challenges that the media is facing today is about ownership. Okay. Most politicians are now media owners. They are investing in newspapers and TVs, setting up media houses. And the reason is, and the result is, they say who pays the piper decides the tune. If a media house is owned by a politician and a very big one for that matter, either as president or as governor or as senator, as a party leader, there is little you can do. They will put people who run the place. You cannot afford to antagonize the interests of that media owner. So that is one impediment. The second one is issue of resources. More and more, it's becoming incredibly difficult for the media to have the resources needed to do the job. And because of issue of technology, media production is either TV or print or social media, require a lot of capital. And more Nigerians are not ready to invest in the media. The newspapers are going down. Those who watch TV, or even when you have all newspapers are online, but nobody is prepared to subscribe or pay for online stories. They just want to read free.
Well, but if I look at it, because you go to the UK, for instance, they give out this newspaper fee because they want the eyeballs, and getting the eyeballs, you get advertising. Why are we not playing out that system?
Not all newspapers.
Most of them, yeah.
Not all newspapers. Now, the economy of countries in the West, Western countries, like UK and the rest, it's not the same thing like with our economy. We are not our economy is not as big as we try to make it. People say that the budget of New York fire service is bigger than Nigerian budgets. Okay. That is how poor we are. Now, when you look at what we deal with, how many companies are there, big companies that are there, that can support the media? When you look at the advertising spend, for example, it's shrinking by the day. Because before, in the 70s and 80s, you see the companies that are advertising. But now, most of them cannot advertise. or those who see advertise, their budget has advert flow has shrunk considerably. There was a time in this country where big companies, banks, they buy all copies of newspapers for their executives.
Okay.
If you have 10 executives, all of them will get all the copies of the label papers. But what they do today, they tell the executives, just take any two. Some will tell them they will buy the whole copies and put in a common place.
People to
want to
read,
really go and read. Now, that affects the bottom line of media houses. The same thing, you put something online, the moment you try to say, let people pay for it,
nobody does.
Nobody does. Just nobody can read.
But let's look at the digital age. Was it the problem of the traditional media, for instance, the major newspapers and all that? Because a lot of people seem to go online, is that the younger generation. Just like in television, the way they consume media is becoming a bit different. And what will the traditional medias like yours should be doing at this point?
So it's the challenge of the time. What happens is that you have to change. And that's what traditional media are doing. You change where people are going, where the youths are going. You meet them there. We are online, we are on digital, we have digital copies, you have all those stuff. Anywhere you can access the newspapers on your tablet, on your phone, everywhere. So the print copies are shrinking. There was a time in this country where a newspaper could print 500,000 copies. I'm not even sure all the papers combined today
are doing that.
So it's a constant change. Life is about change.
Yeah, and of course we hope that change is positive change. Let's look at your newspaper, Thisday newspaper. You've been there for over 2 decades or thereabout, or close to that?
3 decades really.
3 decades really. If you can go back to history, how has it been for you when you started and where you are today?
Oh, that would take some narrative.
That's fine.
Let me just summarize it. You see, when we started, it was quite tough. We were operating from a 3-bedroom apartment. Okay. At the time, sometimes we'll be producing the paper and we will not even know how we're going to print. By the time we printed, maybe it was late. We printed, the paper would be out maybe around that, because at that time we had no press. We were printing outside. Okay. So the paper would be out around that, sometimes around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. By then, all the buses are on the streets. So you see us going around, driving around and dropping copies, sometimes to the vendors free, just to have present out there. Yeah. But gradually the thing picked up, and the paper grew and became a very strong brand because of innovation, because of the hard work, because of the persistence of the owners and the couple of very young and strong editors that were in place. So there were a lot of innovations. The key one, for example, I will give you is when we started color printing. Okay. At the time when we started color printing, most media not thought it wouldn't work. We started printing in Abuja. At that time, the technology was still very rudimentary. Yeah. Now, what we used to do was we'll produce paper here in Lagos, we'll copy it on a disc, and get over to fly to Abuja to go and print. And when you miss flight, that would be a problem. There was a time somebody missed flight to Abuja, there was no flight to go. And he came back to the office. So the chairman said, you came back to the office? So was there no flight to Kaduna? You could have flew to Kaduna from Kaduna.
And gone by road.
So if you cannot think, I don't call us to pay for you. So that was the kind of things we went through. And it was quite an exciting journey. And that same paper that started in a very difficult circumstance, in a very tough environment, has grown in leaps and bounds and did so many things. It's from there that Arise came from. Yeah. It's from there that we brought in all kinds of artists. Grade A artists, during Thisday musical shows.
So Thisday has brought a lot of fruits.
So many events where we brought several foreign leaders, So the group has done a lot to put Nigeria on the global map.
Okay, interesting. But I mean, this is a beautiful story, and this is the kind of story a lot of people want to hear. I know at the point you went to South Africa, you came back. Yes. But I think Arise is taking you to almost every nook. Last week I watched Arise in South Africa. On a quick note, let's look at your boss, the chairman of your media house. How is he as a human being? Does he unnecessarily intervene? Is he a meddlesome person? And how have you guys coped managing him? Because I know it's a very aggressive human being. This posturing.
Is let me see. Is a one is a very strong guy. He's driven, heavily driven,
Okay.
and he has very great vision. You know, and he has the knack for professional talents.
Okay.
You know, and he's also full of innovation. You know, nothing to him is impossible.
Okay.
When you have any challenge and you think you just come up with an idea, and then let me give an example. There was one time we printed. We were printing on the Sunday.
Yeah.
The Sunday, the paper had gone to press. Because like I told you earlier, if you didn't get there on time, they will not be able to print.
Yeah.
So the paper had gone to press, and they had printed, and then suddenly there was a news break, a major news break that no people could miss.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We printed a 4-page in black and white.
Inside, okay.
Not inside.
Okay.
It was
okay.
of the day, so you cannot put that one inside. Miss it. Okay. So now you don't want to wrap
the paper.
You know, and somebody thinking on his feet.
Yeah.
And he does that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So no challenge can come. You will find a solution to it.
Fine. You know, there's also this saying, when you have two big brands, one suffers. Now you have the television station Arise, and then the mother, Thisday newspaper. How are you guys managing this relationship? Because in business, I know it's tough. But you have two strong brands. How are you guys going to cope?
Yeah, there's no question that more resources go to Arise.
Yeah, at the same time. Television is expensive.
It affects the newspaper. But then we still manage to find a way around it. You know, okay. It's tough. Those of us in the newspaper, we complain. You know, that we are now just like a second wife.
Well, sometimes you have to check those two wives and say, okay, which one works better. But to be honest, you guys have done brilliantly well in the media space. You've dominated it for decades. I thought it was 2 decades, 3 decades, yeah. And you've championed a lot of stories that I think have made government change certain policies in this country. And to me, I mean, that's the essence. That's the whole essence of being the fourth estate of the realm, to be able to influence and channel. But again, the major problem has been how does, I don't know, you look at the economy, it's not that easy to sustain big brands, the newspapers and all that. And the people are not reading. The culture is dying by the day. And
people are not reading. People are reading. They are not buying.
So how do they read if they don't buy?
They read online.
So why are you not making money from it online?
I just told you. No, but if the money you try to make money, you try to sell it to people, they will leave it.
No, but that's why I'm looking at the issue of advertising. If you have enough money from eyeballs,
because of the strong brand,
yeah,
we are still very strong advertising. People still advertise.
Final notes. Let's look at the Super Eagles. What's your take? The eyeballs? Because, I mean, everybody's looking at World Cup. The newspapers will make money, the TV stations will make money.
It will be sad
if we miss it out.
If we miss that World Cup. If it's small country like Cape Verde, that's more than half a million people, they can qualify. In fact, initially I thought that from Africa, we only 5 countries qualify as it used to be. They said 9.
9.
Yeah. And this problem, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, it's quite interesting. I think we'll overcome this problem. But Annie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Always great to catch up with masterminds of the media. Of course, we'll have more times to talk on very exciting moments on M4S Studios here in Lagos. But bye for now. Have a pleasant day. We'll come back for more exciting moments. Cheers.
Thank you.